Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Witticism. I'm Tyler.
And I'm Mary, bringing you the news that matters most around the globe.
The first legal Pastafarian wedding was celebrated in New Zealand last week. What is Pastafarianism, you may ask? Well, it is the religion that belongs to the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster, where they believe in things like linguine equality, angel hair thickness, and rigatoni rights. Congratulations to the happy couple. May your marriage be full of happiness and buttery noodles. Ramen.
North Korea released statements from their supreme leader stating that they believe Donald Trump is an extremist and his beliefs are unreasonable and bad for America. For one, North Korea doesn't have much room to talk about extremists, and two, they have little girls singing songs called Death to America, so why do they care enough to make public statements about our well-being? So while North Korea may actually be right, it would probably be best if they kept their comments to themselves.
Students at the Indiana University Bloomington mistook a priest for a Ku Klux Klan member, taking to social media to express their fear of the alleged Klansman, who they claimed was carrying a whip and dressed in white robes. One student wrote, "Love me a man in uniform, especially when he has a whip, winky face. Hashtag KK can't wait to meet him." Oh, sorry, I don't think that was the right quote.
Well, it turns out a piece of whale poo is practically the same thing as striking gold. A couple in England who were walking along a beach stumbled upon a god-awful smelling rock, and instead of fleeing from the scent, they held on to it for safekeeping. And it's a good thing they did, because the dung-scented blob is worth $70,000. Although most people thought the object was whale vomit, gold expert Christopher Kemp assures us that it's definitely not vomit, it's poop. He further explained that the poop is worth so much because it is the ingredient used in perfume. So next time you spray that juicy couture on your neck, just know you have whale dungus lingering on your skin. You're welcome.
A Canadian man who repeatedly entered Michigan to buy and ship thousands of turtles to his native China was sentenced to nearly 5 years in federal prison last Tuesday for smuggling 51 turtles in his pants. Even worse, his boss didn't tell him that they were snapping turtles.
Well, it looks like the sexist bastards will only be getting $50 bills at the ATM from now on. It was just announced that Harriet Tubman will replace Andrew Jackson as the face of the $20 bill. Andrew Jackson might still be on the back of the $20 bill, which should help ease all of the racist and sexist backlash this announcement brought on. Thankfully, the bill will still be worth the full $20 instead of $15. Oh wait, I'm sorry, I said she is a black woman, it would actually be worth $12.
A Washington woman's life was saved after she noticed a sharp piece of chip in her tonsil after her daily bowl of Ruffles potato chips. Her husband inspected her tonsils and rushed her to the hospital, where they found a small cancerous tumor on her tonsil. And might I say congrats, just to America in general, for believing and actually praising a potato chip and not the doctor that saved the life of the woman, who could only tell she wasn't feeling 100% after overeating fried slices of potatoes.
GOP Congressman Peter King wants everyone to know just how much he hates Ted Cruz by stating, "I think I'll take cyanide if he ever got the nomination." Well, Mr. King, it already looks like you're halfway over to your deathbed, so that probably won't be necessary.
As if Donald Trump couldn't get any more ignorant, he referred to 9/11 as 7/11 during a rally speech in Buffalo, New York earlier this week. Really, Trump? That's how you represent America? By calling one of our greatest tragedies a convenience store? How do you confuse the two? The only similarity between 7/11 and 9/11 is that they're both inside jobs.
Earlier this week, rapper Rick Ross went to the White House to support My Brother's Keeper initiative, which aims to keep young black people off the streets. However, after the president's speech, the ankle monitor that Rick Ross has been wearing ever since he was released from jail last year started going off. Obama wasn't offended, though. He responded stating, "It's all good, my brother."
A United States sperm bank is being sued by 3 families who claim they were lied to by the bank when they were told that a sperm donor was a well-educated man pursuing his PhD in neuroscience engineering and had an IQ of 160. Turns out, he was really just a felon with schizophrenia, narcissistic personality disorder, drug-induced psychotic disorder, and significant grandiose delusions. Which is weird, because he sounds a lot like a certain presidential candidate we all know of.
Attendees of a recent white privilege conference took to Twitter to complain that the conference was too white and was filled with white supremacy and racism. In other news, water is still wet.
A man in Texas tried to marry his laptop, and not because he is a nerd and felt a deep connection to the movie Her, but because he is trying to prove that the new same-sex marriage laws are equivalent to him marrying his laptop. Yes, because marrying an actual person is totally the equivalent to marrying a machine.
Snapchat decided to have a little fun on 420 by adding a Bob Marley filter. But of course, people had to go all sensitive and get offended by it. They took to Twitter claiming that it was just a blackface filter and that it was disrespectful. Last time I checked, Bob Marley did in fact have dark skin. Pretty sure that doesn't make Snapchat racist, it makes them historically and factually accurate.
Donald Trump may have lost some votes, and not from people who find his policies to be on the same level as fairy dust, but from his own children. That's right, folks. 2 of the Big T's children forgot to switch from independent to Republican, which means that you can't vote in the primary. Don't worry though, Donald says his kids just forgot and are really, really guilty. So we can all sleep tonight, America. But let's just say this. If his own kids forget to vote for him, you can too. Just saying.
Aw, I think little Susie just said her first word, and it's fuck. A child's toy apparently sounds like it is dropping the F-bomb like it's hot. I suppose the toy makers didn't notice through all the tests and focus group studies. One mother is worried that her child's first words will in fact be a slang word for fornication. I guess children's toys should have listener's discretion as advice.
Sarah Palin has done it again. Don't worry, she isn't running for VP, so you can stop your anxiety attack right there. She has just said another comment that makes us question how this woman is allowed near politics. She recently said she is just as much of a scientist as Bill Nye. Yep, the Billy Nye of our childhood, who taught us science in his quirky lab. Palin questions Nye's credentials because I guess having NASA and Cornell on your resume isn't enough. Don't worry, Bill, though. You'll always be our science guy.
A woman in Florida suffers from a rare hypersensitive skin condition that causes her to break out in hives all over her body because she's allergic to her own sweat and tears. Her condition makes being outside nearly impossible. The sun and heat are too much for her to handle. She has lost nearly everything. She even had to sell her own furniture in order to pay for her doctor visits. Who would have thought an illness that causes you to rapidly lose your job, your insurance, your belongings, your savings, and your ability to recover? In America? I'm shocked.
And that's all the time we have for tonight. I'm Tyler.
And I'm Mary.
You stay beautiful, Indiana.
Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Haley.
I'm Malik.
I'm Mary.
And I'm Tyler.
And here's what's going on in Hollywood this week. Every year, as the weather gets warmer and the music gets better, we see the rise in popular music festivals. The most popular being Coachella. Coachella is a 10-day music festival in Indio, California. This year, the festival featured headlining artists like A$AP Rocky, Calvin Harris, Snake Chips, Chainsmokers, and many other artists. Aside from the music, the festival is also a temporary home to young socialites where they're able to showcase their hipster clothing and hair choices. What do you guys think of Coachella? Like, would you ever want to go there? And how do you feel about all like the celebrities that you see there and like what they're wearing and stuff?
Definitely would want to go to Coachella because like the music is, of course, the main event, and that's why I want to go see. Like, it's like a giant party. It's like thousands of people. Like, I want to go.
Definitely. I would love to go for the music too, but I kind of would want to go for the fashion. Like, I feel like that's the main festival where you guys just get to wear whatever you want, however you want. No one can judge you.
Yeah.
And just really like express yourself.
I would definitely not go to Coachella. That place scares me so much. That music, it's way too much for me. There's way too much rapping. I can't understand it. Just because I'm from Johnstown, Pennsylvania.
There are worse. I went to a Bamboozle festival and there was Insane Clown Posse and they were terrifying. So.
That sounds interesting.
So
Something
Coachella is like that little mix.
Yeah, but then there's the celebrity sightings, and I'm all about finding celebrities. I know Amy Schumer's not going to be there, or Anne Hathaway.
Anne Hathaway, your love.
Absolutely. But Kylie Jenner will be there, and if I can rip a wig off that girl's head, my life will be complete.
Speaking of which, I really loved her hair. Like, this Coachella, she had like rainbow, like French braids, and like, say what you want about the Kardashian Jenners, but like, I do love that hair. Like, it was just so like Coachella and like.
I remember.
Yeah, it looked pretty, but it would be prettier with Tyler ripping it off her head.
Yes.
Yeah, totally.
If I just had it here, I would bring it to every set of every time we film Witticism, I would bring it.
Definitely.
Wear it.
All right. Well, Jennifer Lopez recently released a hot single called Ain't Your Mama, but it's stirring up a lot of controversy because the song was produced by none other than Dr. Luke. the man who sexually assaulted Kesha but continued to make her work for him under contract. Luckily, recently Kesha was released from the contract, but only after all of the media frenzy, and they were all getting involved with the Free Kesha movement. Apparently, Meghan Trainor has also jumped in, claiming that she co-wrote the song and produced it with Dr. Luke years before the legal battle with Kesha. But personally, this all seems a little fishy to me. What do you guys think? Do you think the song should have been produced by someone else? Should she have worked with someone with such a bad reputation and keeping him afloat in his career and things like that?
Yeah, I really support Kesha. I listen to her music all the time, and when this came out, I was just it's just crazy how the system wouldn't let her get out of that. She's getting raped, and you guys know this, and it was wrong. Yeah. And I think that for Jennifer Lopez to be another artist, seeing that she went through that with Dr. Luke, she should have definitely got somebody else to produce her music.
Yeah.
Because
definitely, with the whole Kesha thing, I feel like they were using Kesha as just an object. You make music, so you are going to stay making music with this man.
You make us money. Who cares about your personal
exactly,
being?
And I think that's completely wrong. And for another woman to not support another woman, I feel like right now in this generation, we really need feminism and stuff, and that just wasn't right for Jennifer Lopez or Meghan Trainor.
I completely agree, because after that entire scandal with Shakira and Dr. Luke, why would either of them even attempt to work with this man, knowing what he did to Shakira for all those years? Kesha.
I was wondering, I'm who's Shakira?
I was so confused. I was where's the shit?
But I know what you mean. And then
I was just really feeling Shakira right there.
Shakira. No.
Well, regardless of whoever it happens to, you need to be supporting each other,
and
woman to woman, Shakira to Shakira.
Definitely.
Kesha.
But when the whole thing broke out with Kesha, there were so many artists standing behind her, Demi Lovato and Taylor Swift and Lady Gaga. There was just this huge band of women artists that were standing behind her, because obviously it's morally wrong. And then to have someone that's so influential Jennifer Lopez to kind of go, and Meghan Trainor to kind of go behind all of them and work with someone. And as a woman, I wouldn't even want to work with someone that's been accused of rape and things like that. I wouldn't want to associate any of my music with someone that's been getting such bad publicity either.
Yeah,
definitely.
So, Jeffree Star, a YouTube tutorial guy, criticized Kylie Jenner's lip kit for poor quality when he and many others received it and found out the brush was too long for the tube and crushed the brush part at the end. Jeffree asked Kylie to take responsibility and asked for better quality control in the manufacturing. Kylie barely just graduated high school, and we're really believing she had anything to do with this production of the product other than putting her name on it. What do you guys think? Is she personally responsible, or do you think it was the people working in her alleged sweatshops?
Yeah, I was just going to mention that. It's the sweatshops. I don't think that you should, no, I'm just kidding. That's a rumor. But it is a rumor afloat right now that sweatshop people are working there. So, I just think she's slapping her name on it. She doesn't really care about the quality. People are just buying it because it has Kylie's name on it, and they just don't care. And finally, Jeffree Star, someone who people actually listen to, called her out on it. And I feel even if people received a product that was mistreated or damaged, they wouldn't have said anything because they love Kylie Jenner and they'll wear whatever she wears.
Well, I'm actually really surprised because her lip kits are selling they're selling really fast.
I don't own any, but I've heard that the quality's good, that it lasts long and the coverage is really good and they are true to what they're about. I also follow Kylie on Snapchat because I just like to be in touch with all of, I have so many celebrities on my Snapchat, it's ridiculous. But I remember a couple weeks ago she was showing off her things and was we just made the brush shorter, so and she snaps things at her meeting. So I think she's fairly involved and knew that something was wrong and made a change, but I don't think she's totally responsible for it because she's not that prominent in the production. Obviously, she's not a makeup manufacturer.
I don't think you can put her her face to that entire product out of her she just thought of that out of the entirety of her.
She had the whole lip thing going, so she was probably let's make a lip product because I can make money off of my look.
That was the extent.
And then she found a team, and they did it all, and she just kind of...
She could always be on the assembly line. Kylie Jenner, she's a woman of many ways, I've heard.
She posts videos of her working on the assembly line.
I think it would be a fire hazard if she was in the factory because her wig could get caught on, and then it could fall off, potentially damaging herself, and that would just
maybe you'll find a Kylie wig hair in your lip kit.
Ooh, I would sell it on Amazon for $100,000.
You could easily
People
make
would
more.
buy it.
People would definitely buy it.
They would.
Right. Well, Michael Strahan announced that he'll be leaving Live with Kelly and Michael to work at Good Morning America full-time. He was previously working at Live in the mornings while also working part-time at Good Morning America, in addition to still working on Fox Sports as a football analyst. No word yet on who will be replacing Strahan, but the show is still contracted to air until 2020. What do you guys think about him leaving, and who do you think would make a good host with Kelly?
I actually really didn't watch that. I mean, I watched the show before, but I didn't watch it with him on it.
Michael,
so I really
it's like a fairly new thing.
Yeah, I feel like they weren't really that good of a pair anyways. Like, he's kind of a sports guy, and she's just like this little Kelly Ripa. So I didn't really know their repertoire, but I kind of feel like it might be a good thing that he's stepping away and she
Maybe
can find someone else.
Chemistry, yeah.
I don't really know who that would be, but I think someone would be better than Michael Strahan.
Exactly. I put a lot of thought into who she would be good with, and I have no idea except for Anne Hathaway. If you're ever watching Miss Anne Hathaway, definitely consider that. I would watch you every morning. But anyway, I think Kelly Ripa, whoever she's like paired with, she's very like easygoing. She can mingle with anyone, and she could honestly host that show by herself. But
she's been on long enough.
Yeah, but obviously they're gonna pick someone else.
But it's been a tradition because it used to be Regis and Kathy Lee, and then Regis
Maybe
and
they
Kelly.
might just make it
Kelly.
Yeah, I mean,
Kelly.
she can do it. Everybody has.
I mean, she's been doing it for so long, and like kind of.
Yeah, it should be her
holding
show.
her own.
By now.
Everyone loves her there.
Definitely, and maybe like if she really needs a co-host, we can like throw Donald Trump in there to get him out of the campaign, like have him focus his energy on something else and save America.
But then the ratings would go down.
Yeah, that's true. Then no
Look
one
at
would
his
watch.
following.
People would boycott, actually.
Yeah.
Boycott.
And then it's
But
going to
think
ruin
of
her
his
career.
fans. Like they would be so content. Like if he dropped out of the race, yeah, they'd be sad. But then they could look at his fake tan every morning. So like.
That's true.
Like,
I vote for it being Kelly's own show. Go
Yeah,
Kelly.
I agree.
Same.
All right, so Jared Leto decided to send his Suicide Squad co-stars sex toys and used condoms out to fans while filming the action movie. His response to this was, the Joker is somebody who does not respect things like personal space or boundaries. So Jared was just getting into character, but that's no excuse to give out your coworkers personal things, and you might be paying the price when someone tries to impregnate themselves with your used condoms. How do you guys feel about that?
I think it was a little bit too much to send the used condoms, but I understand he was just making it a joke and.
He was like getting into character.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And that's,
agree
like, a
with
huge
getting
thing
into
with
character,
Hollywood.
but that's like a health hazard, and people are really going to
Sanitary.
impregnate themselves
And
with that.
yeah, exactly.
So-
Like that's a huge risk. Like sending out your personal like.
I mean, it
baby
died.
and-
Ejaculation.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
that's not.
It died after a while though, so. It
Well,
doesn't really-
yeah. Like, I mean,
Like, I know all the facts, so.
we have a sperm.
No, but
expert,
yeah,
so.
that was really gross. But I commend him for trying to get into character because
That makes a great film.
it does. And like, you saw what happened to Heath Ledger trying to get so much into character that he got into character too much and it literally took his life. And that's crazy that someone would even want to be the Joker after that kind of reputation. And then for him to try and get into character even more is really cool.
There are some like fine lines that you shouldn't cross. Like Heath Ledger, obviously he crossed the line. I think Jared Leto flinging used condoms at people's faces in the middle of the street, I think that's gone a little too far into character.
And it would have been one thing if it was like just his own like butt plugs and like condoms and stuff, but like it was his coworkers too. So like he had to like steal things from his coworkers. Like who knows if they were
Maybe they're
aware of
gifts.
it. Maybe, but I mean, who knows if they knew that he was taking them or not, and like he just took them
Yeah,
and gave
that's
them
an
away.
invasion of privacy
So like,
too.
and also like, I mean, if they took the time to buy these things for themselves and someone stole them, like then they have to go out and buy more. Like, there's so many problems with this story.
There
so many
is.
problems.
Why can't you just write in a journal like Heath Ledger did to get into character?
Well,
Yeah,
you know?
like,
It's kind of like Robin Hood. He's taking from all of his co-stars, but he's giving it to random people in the street that they can use those now after they disinfect them.
Oh,
hopefully.
no, wait. I thought that he was just like buying sex toys and used condoms and sending them to his co-workers.
No, he was taking his coworkers and sending them out to other people.
Oh, that's okay.
That's very,
It's a whole different story now. Let's.
But anyway, yeah, moving on from that. Earlier this week, Debbie Ryan was arrested and charged with a DUI after crashing her Audi. It's not really a shock. After all, she did grow up a Disney Channel star. I mean, honestly, it could have been much worse. She could have shaved her head like Britney Spears, developed an eating disorder like Demi Lovato, had leaked nudes like Vanessa Hudgens, gone to rehab like Lindsay Lohan, or just ended up like Miley Cyrus like Miley Cyrus did. At this point, Disney should just stop producing child stars. Don't you guys agree? Like, you see how it like affects these people and like they crash. Like, it's just been so bad.
I mean, yeah, not only that, but Debbie Ryan is such a figure to like young women, and that was really wrong. Like, no one should drunk drive ever. Like, you're so rich, call an Uber, get your chauffeur to drive you. Like, that's just such a bad
And she was a big face in
example.
Disney for so long because she was on Sweet Life of Zack and Cody and then had her own show.
Yeah.
Jessie, I think it was called.
Yeah. I mean, I know that she did publicly apologize like profusely, which is her PR probably did that for her.
But like an apology doesn't like save the lives that she could have taken.
And I feel like any child star from Disney is just like a pressure cooker waiting to explode. Because like you said, all those girls that were raised child stars, they eventually exploded and like nothing right went for them.
Wait. Hilary Duff was a child star and she turned out amazing. She has an amazing
Zendaya was a...
Zendaya was as well.
For like a year.
She's still a child star, I would say. Like she's not
like
really grown out
our
of that
age, but,
role
like,
yet.
Yeah, but like you see most of like the explosions of celebrities are people that started out in Disney, and like there's so many rumors about how they like work these kids so hard, like really long days, and it's like bordering child labor laws just for like.
But Christina Aguilera and Justin Timberlake turned out fine too.
Well, Christina Aguilera has some.
She was scandalous in her genie bottle days. But we'll put that aside.
Other than that. All right, attention all 90s babies. Here's a surprise you don't want to miss. In celebration of Disney Channel's 100th original movie called Adventures in Babysitting, Disney Channel will be airing 51 original movies in 4 days. That means I'm going to be sick those 4 days, so I'm not going to see anyone, like, just so you know. What do you guys think? What are your favorite Disney movies? And, yeah.
I have so many favorite Disney movies. I can't even.
I know
name one.
there's too many. I'm shocked that they've only made 100. I feel like they've made
like
so many more than that. But I loved Smart House and Luck of the Irish.
Oh, Luck of
those
the
were
Irish is a
good.
great movie. I actually put together a list of like my top 10 favorite movies.
Just give us a few.
Give us a few,
Even Steven's movie, the Xenon series, love. Like, do you guys remember the Xenon movies?
I love
Like,
Xenon.
Oh my god, amazing. The 13th Year, you
That
know,
was
with the
a good
boy
one,
that's
yeah.
a mermaid. When he turns 13,
I
he
know
turns
that
into
one.
a mermaid.
Yeah.
It's so good.
I loved when he saved the nerd in the water.
Oh,
That was my favorite scene.
Oh, so cute. The tuba, because it's like tuba. Okay. And then what else? The High School Musical series, obviously, like childhood. The Cheetah Girls movies, like Raven Simone, let's get it.
Okay, but we gotta go way back. Dig deeper than that. Do you guys remember Don't Look Under the Bed?
Ooh, no idea.
It was so scary.
Halloween Town.
Halloween
That was another
Town,
favorite
that
of
was
mine.
Like
Those
Mary
are
said
great.
earlier, I love Smart House. That's I was like racking my brain for different Disney movies, but that one trumps any other one by far. I just feel like it's a great movie. It's funny. A lot of technology going on in that house. It was intelligent, had its own sense of mind, tried to kill everyone there.
Yeah, like it
That's
all
what it
ended up.
does.
Okay, I loved the scene when she was jumping on the bed and she was singing that like "C'est la vie" song. Like that scene just really pops out at me and spoke
really
to me as a
speaks to
kid.
I love it how they just won it like on a website auction. That's how they got the house originally.
yeah, I
And when
forgot
it was
that part
made,
of
like
it.
think about how underdeveloped like the internet was. So like
Right.
things
they-
like compared to how it is now, like it
We're
was.
like, wow.
That was literally like the worst scam ever. Like they give all your information to. That kid just like gave it out there. And in the beginning of the movie, it says he's like threw out his information to like 50 different contests, hoping to win something. That kid.
Did your parents teach you nothing about internet safety? Like
That's like identity, like thief.
Yeah, he has no identity now. He's like
Waiting.
Voldemort, just like split into 51 different people.
Horcruxes.
oh man.
All right. Well, looks like that's all the time we have for the news out of Hollywood. But I'm Haley,
I'm Malik.
I'm Mary.
And I'm Tyler.
and now here's Mary with weekly advice.
Hey guys, welcome to Advice with the one and only me. I've received so many letters this week, so let's get started. Dear Mary, I drunkenly called my ex and left him a crying message on his voicemail begging for him back when I got drunk last Friday night. But it wasn't my ex, it was my boss. I am so mortified I don't know how I'm going to face him at work on Monday. I profusely texted him apologizing for embarrassing myself, and he never texted me back. I don't even remember what I said, but I am totally sure that I made a fool of myself because I woke up to 72 pictures on my Snapchat and one drunken Insta post. I am so embarrassed. What am I supposed to do? Thanks, Shelby. Wow, Shelby, that is very unfortunate. How do you confuse your boyfriend and your boss? Rookie mistake. He's not texting you back because he's too busy forwarding the voicemail out to all your coworkers. Listen, I'm sorry I have to tell you this, but you have to quit your job pretty much immediately. It's the only way to put this humiliating situation behind you. You've dug yourself into a deep, deep hole, and apologizing just isn't enough. Hopefully your job didn't have super great benefits or anything. That would suck. Good luck on the job hunt. I hear the job market is really competitive right now. Dear Mary, my name is Rachel and I wish I had never been born. Entering adulthood is really starting to stress me out. Like I never asked for this, you know? I didn't sign up for all these responsibilities. Being born was not my choice. My parents brought me into this world and I didn't even have a say. Like, I don't want to pay bills, buy groceries, have small talk in elevators, and eventually get fat, old, and senile. I feel like I'm just entering adulthood against my will, and as soon as I turn 18, my parents told me that I'm completely on my own. How is this fair at all? Like, you brought me into this world without my consent, you should support me forever. Thanks, Rachel. Well, Rachel, unfortunately, that's not how life works. Do you actually know how life works, or should I give you a little crash course lesson? When two people love each other, they bump nasties and make a baby. That's it. That's the miracle of life. That's how you were conceived. They wanted a family, so they made you, and now you are a part of life. That's basically as simple as I can make it for you. You don't get to choose to be brought into this world. I mean, you literally don't even get to say the word no until you have like a year of life under your belt. To make it even easier for you to understand, life's not fair, so get used to it. And being an adult totally does suck. Have fun adulting. All right, guys, so I've been getting a lot of letters from you about where you should take that special someone out for the first time. So I decided to list off some places to avoid that aren't first date appropriate. Hiking. Don't take a girl on a Rocky Mountain trail that's 20 miles away with no cell service where no one will hear her screams. If you haven't already caught on, it's the perfect place for a murder. And avoid telling her, don't worry, I'm not kidnapping you. Because this is in no way comforting, it's actually just 10 times creepier. Trust me, this comes from personal experience. This date will not work, and the only thing she'll be getting from that is PTSD. Coffee dates. Coffee dates are such a cop-out. That's not where you go if you want to get to know someone better, that's where you go when you want to break up with them. They're cheap and quick, like a corner prostitute. It's like, hey, let me buy you this $3 coffee to show you that I'm broke and can only afford this one hot beverage. Girls want you to buy them dinner before you enter the forsaken zone. But seriously, girls won't let you in their pants after a coffee because they'll be too busy shitting their pants. To some people, coffee works as an Adderall. To others, it works as a laxative. So be careful, you have a 50-50 shot. Movies. Don't take a girl out to the movies on the first date. The dimming of the lights, the tight seats, and the one shared box of popcorn comes off as you wanting one thing and one thing only, hand stuff. And that ain't happening unless she's a corner prostitute and you want to show her a good time because no one else will because she's a corner prostitute. And in that case, it's kind of sweet. Netflix and chill. This is definitely not what a girl wants on a first date. Don't take her home so you can awkwardly lay in your twin bed with your laptop on your knees while you search what to watch for 30 minutes. Seriously, it takes longer to search for a movie on Netflix than to actually watch one. Properly take her out, but not to Starbucks, hiking, or the movies. Good luck, y'all. All right, guys, well, that's all the time I have. Thank you for tuning in, and don't forget to watch next week.